Hello, hello, Taurus, and welcome to Stars with Stasi, where no matter who or what you are on this cosmic journey, you are welcome here. Greetings, I'm Stasi, your trusted psychic and intuitive reader. This is your weekly reading for April 14th through April 20th, or whenever you come across this message, it is meant for you. I've already shuffled your cards, so we're going to go ahead and jump right into this week's theme, and then we're going to do a Celtic cross and clarify as needed. All right, I've got the Warrior, perfectionism and burnout. So there might be a need for you to balance the two. I know that in your last several readings, it's been a lot about entrepreneurship, starting something on your own. So it's very possible that as we approach your season and as the wheel turns, right, you are very focused. And sometimes, right, sometimes energy can get stagnant if you are trying to aim for perfection. Like, you really will burn out. And so I know that when I was going through like my awakening and all that, I started to get a very strong message for do not wait, create, right? And that is literally when I started this channel about a year ago. So I would just say to you that whatever you're working on, right, just start. You don't have to, there is no such thing as perfection. It's like waiting for the perfect time to become pregnant, right? There just isn't. So I would just say, and ultimately that's what it is, right? You're birthing a new idea, a new project. So be mindful of the burnout. Wow, that was a lot for your first card. Then I've got mountains, stand your ground, okay? And this is Taurus energy, right? You're a fixed sign, you're an earth sign. So there might be something here about you needing to speak up for what you want and know that you're worthy to have it. And then I've got number 30, Horseman, Herald of Change. So that is the number 3, a number of creation. And then we've got 0, limitless possibilities. So let's see, what is Taurus working on? So what is Taurus's present state of mind? What are we going through now with Taurus Spirit? Thank you. Yes. Your very first card is the Fool. I am loving this, right? This is you starting all the way over. And the thing I like about the Fool card, right, is not only are you starting over, but you're doing so with a more carefree attitude. See that perfection and burnout? This is when you say, you know what, I'm not going to have to strive for perfection. It's going to go as I flow, and I'm going to create something that makes me happy. And that's the thing. The Fool is starting over with like this carefree attitude, and, you know, sometimes going to get themselves caught up in a thing or two because they're a bit naive, but that's the point of life, right? You're on a new experience, a new journey. So that's an amazing card to start with. So what's the challenge? What is preventing you from being carefree and letting go of control? What's the challenge that Taurus faces this week, Spirit? The Strength card, Leo energy. So you could be literally dealing with a Leo. Otherwise, this would say that you've got some cross to bears, right? Or challenges to face. Let me start over. So you have some challenges to face. And the traditional Rider-Waite deck, the woman has her hands inside of the lion's mouth, as if to say, you know, yeah, we can work together here, right? There's nothing to be afraid of, but I certainly am in control of this. So there is a facing your demons, sitting with the dark, heavy energy, right? Figuring out what it is that you need to do to get through any blockages that have prevented you from living a more carefree life. You know, there's a reason why, Taurus, that you seek to have more control, but sometimes keeping everything under such a tight grip. And I'm a fixed sign too. Look, I'm a Scorpio. So, you know, I totally get it. We are both expressions of the feminine energies, right? So earth and water are feminine expressions of energy, whereas fire and air are more masculine expressions of energy. So my point in saying all that is there's this need to release control. And I guess we need to figure out what has led you to this point of, look, 10 of Swords, right? So this doesn't serve you anymore. Being in too much control, having to have too many constraints, right? Because that blocks up your energy and it doesn't allow you to go with the flow and do the thing. And also, this is like an ending of a way of life is how it's coming across too. So, all right. So tell me more. What can Taurus expect this week to happen? So we've got Five of Wands. Now, I feel like when something comes to an end for you, you can expect there to be some change, some bickering. So Five of Wands is indicative of like disruption, but these people aren't masterminds, right? They're fighting with sticks, like whatever. This is competition as well. So you might have somebody, I don't know, challenging you. Like, and also this is coming through like maybe a creative difference. So let's just say, for example, you are starting a business or you are going into partnership with somebody, or just doing something different and you're co-creating, right? You're joining a team. I would just say, I do feel like as just remember that it should be you and the co-creator against the problem, not you and the co-creator against each other. And so I feel like one's going to ask you to be less stuck in your ways and you're going to ask someone to be more consistent. It's that kind of energy. So I feel like you need to kind of work together and say, okay, where can we find a comfortable middle ground? Because that's one of the, I guess, demons that you have to face, is always having to be, in control and having things very predictable. This is going to shake you up out of that energy. So, okay, let's see. Oh, whoa, that's too many. 1 second. I've got a little, there we go. All right. So let's see. What else do we have? Consciously, how do you want things to turn out for yourself, Taurus? What are you hoping will happen here? Like, what are you not even hoping, but what are you consciously working towards? I felt like, let's see. Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, this is always, I don't know if, listen, Taurus, I don't know what's going on, but you guys are always about your money. So I feel, again, I'm not even sure what else to say, but you're hoping that whatever you're going to do next is going to be very profitable. You're hoping that it's going to be stable. And the Queen of Pentacles is also, she's very nurturing. She's practical. She has a secure home, a secure environment. So I feel like you are hopeful that this business venture, this project, whatever it is that you're working on, provides you stability and provides you, hold on 1 second. Actually, I'm not going to take these, but I'm going to just show you really quickly. This showed up. And so this might only apply for a few of you. If they come back, then I'll definitely spend more time on it. But when I was asking, because, we're talking about, okay, what conscious things are you doing to propel this forward? Like, what are you working on? And I was about to hit the unconscious, like what kinds of things are, underlying when we're talking about you starting this. And I didn't get very far, but I got the Queen of Swords and third party heartbreak. So some of you might be dealing with a breakup and finally figuring out the truth of it, or you could have had, because we're talking about your money, you might have had a bad business dealing in the background, Excuse me, Taurus. When sometimes I have multiple spirits that want to speak and they compete and it's like blah, blah, blah. So let's start over. I feel like some of you may have been lied to, cheated on in the past. This might be an energy where you are finally seeing, the truth of things for the first time, like really seeing when the lies started, right? That's coming through. But because we're talking about your money and your business and all that stuff, this is coming through like maybe most of you had like a bad business dealing in the past. So I'm just going to put that in here and see if it comes up again. But ultimately, don't allow the past to determine your future, right? You can learn from it. You can sit with it. You can alchemize the energy, but you should not, for any reason, stamp that as your identity and carry it with you. Because then when you do that, you give the past the authority to write your scripts. And then what? Then you're living somebody else's life. That's not good. You don't want that. All right. So what's the underlying feelings here for Taurus? What's going on? 2 cards came up again. I'll take it. Queen of Swords comes up again. Wow, guys. So there's something here. Now, initially, the Queen of Swords came up with the 3 of Swords, right? So, potentially saying, you got to cut off that past script. But here we've got the Queen of Swords showing up with the 10 of Cups, still having to do with happiness, home, and the environment, a loving, feeling of togetherness. And then the Queen of Swords is saying, no, I see it for what it is. And maybe now for the first time, you have a clear vision of what you want family to look like for you, what you want happiness to look like for you, and stability, right? Maybe it's not the programming you received from your ex, from your past, from your parents. Maybe you want a different type of environment in your future. And so it's just this energy of thinking, how taking these leaps of faith would affect your view of give me 1 second. These cards are all turned around, but I got to tell you, I got to take this because it's coming out. So I've got Temperance and the Star card coming out together, and I saw the Eight of Wands at the bottom of the deck. So I feel like there's something here about your healing taking place so that you can maybe refocus your energy a bit more on your happiness and what that means for you now. So I feel like this message is going all over the place because first we were talking about the money, but it's tied together. Honestly, it's saying that like you're placing a lot of energy and value on your pentacles because maybe you've avoided heartbreak. Is that, here we go. I feel like you've been avoiding relationship because of past heartbreak, and you have focused all of your time and energy on your pentacles, on your money, on your career. And as a result, there's this energy here of being, let me pull it out. This energy here of being burnt out. Spirit's saying you've got to find a balance in your pleasures, desires, and your ambitions. Because right now, everything seems very focused on the material. So that would be, let me see, anything. All right. So this is the advice. One is to be enthusiastic about your life. Take risks, right? We've got the Ace of Wands. So this is all about adventures and doing things from the gut, from the I don't know, like you want to. That's the thing. You want to do it and it's exciting. It's an adventure. This is something new. But in order to have this type of drive and desire, that doesn't develop from a frequency from the material. That develops from a frequency of lust, desire, sex, passion. So my point in saying this to you is that when you are trying to manifest a future for yourself, because we're all working in energetics, so this is a very deep type of reading, and these are the types of readings I do, right? So I'm trying to teach you and share with you how to use tarot to help with your life's progression, right? You can find channels everywhere talking about, why he left you and why she cheated. That's not what this is. This is about that deep understanding of who and what you are and how you can manifest what your true desires and passions are. So you are in this energy of wanting to bring material fortunes towards you, right? You're in this energy of wanting to bring about what you think about. You want to start a business. You want, stability. You want all the things in the material. But in order to get that, you have to work vibrationally. You have to work with the energies around you. And the biggest way to manifest is to work with the energy of lust, love, desire, passion. And yes, I said lust because you have to work with both sides of that coin, right? So you have to make time for your cups. You have to make time for love. You have to make time for relationship. And Spirit says that will re-enliven your enthusiasm and it will change the frequency of how you vibrate and it will help you attract more. So Spirit just had me go real esoteric on you, Taurus. So I hope this resonates with those of you that are watching. That was very specific, normally saved for the Scorpios because they love that. And I'm a Scorpio, but that was real deep. Okay, so let's see what is influencing you. What external influences are encroaching upon this? Let's see. What do we have going on? Three of Cups. Yeah, lots of celebrations, friends. You have support of the people around you. But I feel like you've been kind of quiet and maybe not saying out loud all the things you want, all the things that you want to do and how you want to get there, which is smart because you're in the planning phase. But I feel like you've been hermiting, you've been inside for a while, you've been quiet. And so I feel like it's time to get back out there. And this is actually how you're going to potentially meet someone new or re-enliven the relationship you're in. But I feel for a lot of you, even if you are in relationship, it's not what your focus has been. And so it's time to maybe redirect, right? The wheel. So Three of Cups, this is an energy of celebrations amongst friends and reconnecting with others. So The other thing might be that you might, yeah, this is about balance. That's the best way I can say it. Like, you need to spend time in good, happy energy, as well as being in the planning stage. All right, let's see. What are the hopes and fears for Taurus, please? What are the hopes and fears for Taurus? Knight of Swords. Okay, so Knight of Swords is all about taking action and being very clear about what you're doing. So the difference between the Queen of Swords and the Knight of Swords is the Knight of Swords is taking action based on what they know, and the Queen of Swords can see, like, she's a visionary, like she's a bit more advanced, right? She's already taken the action, and now she's in a very calm, still place of making things happen. So the Knight of Swords here, I feel like you're about to take some action this week as things come to a head, and you are releasing control. So that's what it looks like. As the week progresses, you're going to be taking some very important steps. But I guess the reason why the relationship came up, the reason why I went in that rant about, having to balance out the frequencies that you omit, is simply because you are actually going to be put in a place to make a decision here this week. So let's see, what's the outcome? And also, the other thing I was going to say is, I think in the past, maybe you felt, let me start over. I feel like your intuition is telling you that in the past you've made hasty decisions, and so there's a lot of apprehension here, but you're going to have to drop that, because this is working out for you. Your readings for weeks have been about how you're stepping into a more financially stable environment. So, and for those of you that are looking to start a business, like the universe is prime for that, for your sign, for the fixed signs actually. But Taurus, your season's coming up. I think this is something that you need to go forward with. But again, the creative differences, it's going to need to be you and the co-creator against the problem, not against each other. That's a big deal. And also there's this energy here, and I have to say it again, about getting out there in community and relationship, because you have to network for whatever it is that you're going to be doing next as well. And what's the outcome, please? Page of Wands. Okay. So the Page of Wands is the openness and willingness to learn something new, right? To go on an adventure, to see things a different way, to explore new ideas, to get creative. So I think that perhaps the reason you're being challenged, right, creatively by someone else, it's because it's the universe's way of nudging you and saying, hey, get out of your algorithm and try something different, right? Whatever happened yesterday isn't important for tomorrow. What is important is how you handle it, I guess is the best way to say it, right? So I want to get just some clarification here. Is there anything else Taurus needs to know in regards to Queen of Swords again? All right, look, some of you might really be dealing with an Aquarius. But other than that, I would say that there might be something that you need to put an end to, right? And this entire reading has been about you releasing control, going with the flow, celebrating, and, being in relationship. I think that what you need to let go of is that past hurt. And I just want to double check, why the Queen of Swords again? Spirit, for Taurus, why the Queen of Swords? The Hierophant. So the Hierophant is when you are, there's a couple of things. Look, the Hierophant could be that you are being called to your true purpose. And, whether that be that you work for yourself, that you switch careers, that you are walking into a spiritual path, or you are in, whatever it is that you're being called to do, it's because you're in alignment with your purpose. And so in order to get there, right, sometimes you have to make a lot of changes and cut off anything that doesn't serve you. The other thing too is this Queen of Swords is also accepting of nurturing information. And so the Hierophant can be a mentor sometimes. So this might be that you are seeking assistance from someone so that you can get your vision into play. I think that's the bigger, more pertinent message, right? Is that yes, most of you are being called. We're all being called into our divine purpose. I mean, literally, that's what's happening. Pluto and Aquarius, all the things. The collective is being pushed into working for themselves, gaining a lifestyle, releasing programming. It's just happening all over. But this might really be a situation where for you to align yourself and get those creative differences worked out and all the stuff that you'll be working with a mentor. All right. So Taurus, what is your shadow work? This reads, one moment, envious gluttony, number 9. So you might be finding yourself in competition, meaning like as you explore your new path, you might start to feel a little bit, or I guess this is the challenge. Don't compare yourself to others. So if you're starting a channel, don't compare yourself to other creators. That is the absolute worst. Let me just tell you. I, as a matter of fact, try not to even watch that much of other creators because I want to maintain my own vibe, and I feel like I'll attract whoever's meant to be watching this. That might be a little naive, but that's exactly how your reading played out this time, which was release control. And it's okay to be a little naive. You know, it's okay to flounder some. You know, number 9 is the number of endings, and you might experience where you are envious of somebody's glow up, right? A little bit. You might, it's kind of feeling like, how did they manage so quickly? But the alternative is people are going to see you that way too. Like, how did Taurus manage? You know, how did Taurus make all these things happen? So just be mindful. Don't be in a headspace of competition, and do everything in balance. Enjoy yourself as well, and get back out there in community. And as far as the empath work for Taurus, what do we have? Oh, geez, that went flying. Cleansing the mind, body, and spirit, number 11. So this is fascinating. I've done 4 readings today, and a number that equaled 11 has come up each reading. Fascinating. So that's why I'm a little bit tripping. It was like 29 and 56. So this is weird. Anyway, 11. Cleansing mind, body, and spirit. 11 is a master number. 1 is the number of identity. When that vibrates twice, it's how you show up in relationship. And it's also a number of mastery and freedom. So when you're cleansing your mind, your body, and your spirit of the programs of other people's dramas and traumas, right? What you should be doing, how you should be behaving, how you need to do things, it becomes a part of your everyday life. So, you know, while you are in this creation and getting things prepared for your next phase of life, take some time to declutter the mind, right? Take some time to declutter your mind and figure out, you know, what is preventing you from stepping into a relationship that fulfills you? What is preventing you from releasing like your self-limiting beliefs so that you can shine on your own, right? And I feel like as you sit with that and you release it and you cleanse yourself and declutter your mind, limitless possibilities are ahead for you, Taurus. So that was a lot, and I hope it resonated with you. Leave me some comments and let me know. Do all the YouTube stuff. I totally appreciate your time and energy. And feel free to share, like, subscribe, and drop some comments below. I do respond to each and every one of them. And at the end of the day, Taurus, remember, we're all stars from the sky with feet on the ground, doing the best we can with the information that we have. So be kind to yourselves and each other. And again, this was a general reading. So if you're looking for a more personal experience, please visit my website at www.starswithstasi.com, where you can order astrological charts, reports. You can get mediumship or tarot readings. All right. I look forward to seeing you guys next week. So until next time, may the magic that we weave and the words that we speak bring healing to all those who seek it. I'll see you next week, Taurus. Shine brightly and have a great week ahead.